Welcome back to another episode of the Wrinkly Brain Podcast. This is a Smooth Brain EDH affiliated podcast where we like to goof, gaff, and talk about the Commander format. I'm your host, Jason, joined by both my lovely co-hosts, Ethan and Cameron. Boys,
I'm back!
We're here.
Howdy.
We did it!
We have conquered 2022.
Yes. Happy New Year. Happy 2023. And before you know it, 2024.
Stop it.
I'm already 1 foot in the grave, Jason. What are you talking about?
In the grave? Where are you?
After last year? Dude.
Oh, we have words on last year.
Oh,
Words.
last year in general sense and magic sense. Oh, Lord.
I guess we should just lay it out. Yeah, it's 2023. It's New Year, new us, blah, blah, blah. And as our fellow kids would say, of course. And moving into this year, let's look back at 2022 because 2022 was one hell of a year for Magic.
Yes.
It was a hell of a year overall. There were a lot of interesting business decisions that happened in this year. There was a lot of really cool stuff that happened too, right? Like new commanders, great product that came out this year. We've got stuff like Universes Beyond are just in full force at this point. There's a lot of new life that got into Commander Precons this year. And then life collectively kicked our ass. So, let's talk about what the hell happened this year.
Jason, do you want to start? I know you had a pretty big life event that happened like last month, if you want to go into that a little bit.
Oh, we're going straight for the life events? Hell yeah, let's do it. I graduated.
Why not? Yeah! Congratulations, Jason.
Thank you. Good job. Claps.
Yeah. Thank you. But, so for the audience, by the time this comes out, the previous episode will already have come out. But like, we've been 3 months since we last recorded an episode on this podcast. 2 full months. It's closer to 3 though. And dear God, was it busy at that. November and December was kicking my ass way too hard because I have a full-time job now. I have graduated from my university. I don't mind doxing my university now. I graduated from American University. You won't see me there.
You did it.
Yay.
So, it's great. I've got my master's degree. Mm-hmm.
Master's degree.
Yep. Master's degree in international affairs. Let's go, baby.
There you go.
Dear God, though, now I can actually focus back on this because this is more fun.
See, I have another. However, depending upon what I do when I'm done with my undergraduate, I may have even like 5 more years of school.
Oh, no.
Losers getting higher education.
Getting a JD, bruh. SMH.
Great. I mean, great that I got an undergrad, but I don't. I guess I use it with my job now, thank God. So, Jason, anything else happened last year you want to touch on, or just mostly the degree thing?
That's the big thing that like kicked my ass towards the end of the year. The rest of the year was like, the unemployment thing was kind of awful, but you know, like
you made it.
That kicked my butt for the first 10 months of the year.
Yeah, but hey, I'm glad you got that job. It's just think about like when like you applied for that job you have currently, and like the stuff that led up to it, to when you actually got it. That was such a long turnaround. That was like 5 or 6 months of just like waiting.
Yeah. For a little bit of context, because just to let y'all know, I work for the federal government. My agency does not like us talking about where we work at, so I will not go into detail on it. I will let you know it does require a security clearance, and these guys got a call. So,
Yeah,
Damn bureaucrat.
I got interviewed in a Starbucks at 3:45 in the afternoon by a federal agent. It was the weirdest thing to take off of work for, but you're welcome, Jason.
yeah. I got some great stories about, like, my parents got interviewed over Ring.
The doorbell?
Yes, the doorbell, a Ring doorbell.
Did they unscrew their ring from outside and bring it in to do it?
No,
What?
no,
What?
it's
How do
just
you-
agent shows up at their house. They're in Ireland for the time being.
That's really
Just
funny.
Having a conversation through Ring. It's great. It's fantastic.
It works. If it works, don't knock it.
Yep.
Yeah, don't knock it like the door that the Ring doorbell's at.
You noticed
Explaining
my
the-
pun that I intentionally made.
It's
Explaining the
still funny,
joke
though.
makes it funnier.
I still found it funny though. Like the guy was asking, like, would you like trust Jason? It's like he has the passwords to our YouTube channel that I've spent a year and a half of my life on. Yes, I trust him. So I don't know if that helped in any way, but oh well.
It's good. So, life happening. Anything you want to share?
Oh God.
Do we need to get drunk first?
I mean, I've already got my old fashioned. I'm sipping on.
I could go get a beer.
Do it. You've already heard my story. Just go get a beer while I'm talking. So February, let's get personal, everybody. Cameron's actually gonna go get a beer. I love this. So let's get personal, kids. February of this year, or I guess last year, thank God. Partner I was with for 4 years, and I broke up on our anniversary. Love the date, gotta solidify that. Ended up moving out of the apartment we shared, out of town, and still paying rent on the place. After a month getting the lowest point I was, and I couldn't find a job where I moved, I was like, cool, I'm just gonna move back, and move back in with my ex because I still paid rent, and like that. I talked to them and made sure that was okay, but it was still a weird situation for the 3 months. The lease was still going on. So I moved back, got my old job back, which I also hated. Took a break from Magic for a bit. We were doing the podcast during that time, but I wasn't playing. And then around August, you saw me get off the podcast because I was still just trying to figure things out. So really just a lot of restructuring my life and figuring things out from there on. Since then, a new job and, figuring things out in life. And I'm a lot better, a lot healthier mentally, and able to commit to the channel in a way that I don't feel like a burden, and I want to actually contribute. And these guys let me back on here. I started this podcast and then let me back on. I really appreciate it, guys. Love you guys.
Kisses
all around. But yeah, it's been a hell of a year, and it was the worst/best year of my life, and that's the only way to put it. That makes sense.
Yeah, because things have changed.
Things have changed a lot, but honestly, I'm in a better spot because of it, and that's all that matters. And now I'm here with the boys, drinking, talking about Magic the Gathering. What's better in life than that?
And Cameron, yes, did in fact get the beer.
I really wish it was a tab. It's a bottle. I wish it was a tab because I would have held it up and you could have heard that the noise. It's kind of hard to.
Was it a twist top or a?
It's a twist. It's a cool. It's an undisclosed beer brand.
We're not sponsored.
Not sponsored.
Not sponsored.
But
Cameron, you got anything you want?
Cameron?
What? Oh, my turn for life?
Your turn, buddy.
At an undisclosed university within the United States, considering I'm still in uni, let's not dox ourselves, especially where I reside is much more close to the rest of the cast.
Yeah.
But now taking about 15, 16 hours a semester, I guess majoring in environmental public administration, basically, and thinking about going to law school after that. So I have 2 more semesters after this one.
And you're working full time, and you're also doing this bullshit.
I have fun with y'all. I
don't say bullshit in a negative way. I say bullshit in a positive way.
Towards the end of the year, I was getting a little overwhelmed and burnt out, but I don't know if we took 2 or 3 weeks off of uploading, but we've taken like 3 weeks off away from the channel basically completely. Like we didn't really do anything outside of discuss. We got to play Magic with Jason in person. What?
Yes. That was nice. Nice little end to the year. Being able to actually go and see everyone in person.
We were going to Cube with multiple people, but there ended up being the winter storm that was across the whole U.S., I think. So it's not like it's
was
localized. But so the winter weather made us not. And so that 3-week break was good, and we're ready to get back with it.
I have a correction. We still cubed. You just weren't there.
Well, yeah, I live further away from the game store.
The roads were fine.
No, they were not when I left.
Hey, I drove on those roads and I did not wreck.
Yes, but how many more bridges do I have to cross?
Oh, fair point then.
Like 1.
Like going over the main bridge over the main river.
That one.
It was very windy at the time too, and I remember cars in front of me their tails going.
TLDR, Cameron's a pussy. We move on.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
No, don't apologize.
I was gonna make a mean joke. I'm not saying that. No.
No. Come on. Hit me with it.
I'm sorry. I have things to live for, Ethan.
A year ago, Ethan would have said, "Yeah, that's accurate." Now I have things to look forward to. I have your love and embrace to look forward to now.
But yeah, all in all, life's good. I'm excited to yuck it up with y'all playing Magic, talking Magic, and the positives and negatives that came out of the year 2022 as it relates to Magic.
Yeah, let's get into the Magic side of it now, because
we're a Magic podcast.
Yes, we are a Magic podcast, but that was our personal lives. Hope you enjoyed. So let's start off with some of the cool stuff that we want to talk about, because there were a lot of sets that came out this year, and honestly, I think they did a really good job overall. So we've got, reminder, new sets that came out this year were Kamigawa Neon Dynasty, Streets of New Capenna, Commander Legends, Battle for Baldur's Gate, Double Masters 2, Dominaria United, Unfinity, Brothers War, and Jumpstart 2022. These are good, and honestly, when it comes to the standard sets, this may be a bit of a hot take, but despite New Capenna being a terrible limited format, Wizards did not make a bad standard set this year.
No, I especially think flavor-wise, seeing all, even though I have my gripes with no block sets and only doing one set and then skirting off to a different plane, all in all, going to Capenna from Neon Kamigawa, that was really cool seeing what they did with Kamigawa. And I personally really like New Capenna. I don't know where that opinion resides within the Magic community. I just thought it was a really cool set. And even the Commander Legends, I'm a big D&D nerd, so I love the Commander Legends stuff.
Coming from someone that can say had a casual viewing of the game since February of this year, Kamigawa, I was invested in that set release heavily. In the past that, I was kind of on the outskirts of it. This year looks great in general. There's one thing I'm why? But past that, I think it looks great. I don't know much about what actually got reprinted. Double Masters 2. I'm going to default to you guys. Was that a good reprint set? Was there quality stuff in that set?
Yes.
Did Double Masters 2 have fetch lands?
Right?
I don't remember. You're talking about Horizons 2?
Oh, shit.
Previously? Yeah, that had fetch lines.
Yeah.
We're talking
a lot of sets.
Dockside Extortion. Dockside Extortion was in the set.
Dockside. I know Bloom Tutor got a reprint because I picked one of those up because I just saw. I was oh, they got reprinted. Cool.
Yeah, I believe Mana Drain and Vampire also got reprinted.
Hey, Imperial Seal got a print somewhere.
Imperial Seal, they get printed. That is the huge one that I'm thank you, Wizards.
That was the number one card for me to see get reprinted anytime soon. So, yeah, huge props on that one.
Hold on, I'm looking up the Double
Masters. It's still
$100,
but at least get reprinted. It's not $600 for a copy.
But despite the fact that Double Masters 2 was really good, I will say this, the other supplemental sets, I'm not a huge fan of.
Yeah.
Even Commander's Legends, Battle for Baldur's Gate, I was not a huge fan of.
I think
I'm more high on that one, but Jumpstart 2022 and Unfinity especially, that's the one I was kind of I don't like what they did about... I don't like what they did with Unfinity in relation to legal cards and eternal formats, and we will probably touch on that a little bit more as we go on. Jumpstart 2022 just kind of felt here's another one. Didn't really have the inspired designs commanders-wise I saw in the original Jumpstart. And I'm not usually playing that format as the Jumpstart packs, so I don't know how that translates to the gameplay. So I can't speak on that.
I do think they did some cool stuff with Jumpstart 2022, particularly as it relates to artifacts and multicolored stuff. But at the same time, that's mainly for talking about within its own format of pick two Jumpstart packs, slap them together, and go at it, right? Outside of that, it really didn't do anything I was particularly interested in, and the anime art style, I am one of those people who does definitely prefer the Magic aesthetic to remain the Magic aesthetic more than anything. I don't love Secret Lairs, I don't love alternate arts that much, although I do find certain breaks from that style very cool, like the stained glass that we got out of Dominaria. That was really cool, and I like that. But, everyone's got their aesthetic takes and what they would like to see.
Yeah. What's your view on the universes beyond in that regard? I know Warhammer, it's a little easier because the art style can be kind of fit.
Okay, so you know what? I think we're at this point. Let's just go straight into interesting business decisions that happened this year, because
Cameron, you forced our hand. How dare you?
Oh no!
Oh no!
Okay, so in Universes Beyond talk, and case of the 40k precons, I think the 40k overall was fine, but I also have a bias towards 40k. I am more willing to work with it, even though I do not love 40k. I like Age of Sigmar, but
there are dozens of you.
Dozens! But like, I really did not care for hardly any of the universes beyond stuff this year. Like, no, Transformers, get out of here. I did not like the Transformers stuff at all, right?
Nope.
Secret Lair Fortnite happened this year.
Oh, yeah.
I will defend that a little more in that there are no unique cards. I am more okay with it if it is just like... I am more okay with it if it is just... Sorry, dog. Just like the reprints with different arts. Like the Battle Bus was Smuggler's Copter, I think, right? Something like that. So like to each their own with those. If you want to play them. But putting cards that are, someone might not like 40k. Maybe they don't jive with it. And there are exclusive cards that are 40k cards that are good. Like there's the Necron decks. There's the whenever an artifact dies, make a 2/2 or something. Am I remembering that right? It's an enchantment. It's an enchantment. I know.
Yeah. Biotransference, I think you lose a life and make a 2/2 whenever a creature could.
It's really good.
My Necron Precon is still sealed in the other room. I need to crack that here in a minute. I don't know. I'm kind of on that mindset of when I saw they were doing 40k decks. Like I don't have anything against 40k. It's just not my thing yet. I know everyone else in the Smooth Brain group is like strong arming everyone that's not into 40k into playing 40k.
Yes,
that's a behind the scenes look into what's going on. Is all of our chats? We have a 40k chat that is as active as our planning chat, if not more so. Yeah. But coming from me, it's like I wasn't paying attention to the Magic releases this year, and I was like, oh, why do we have 4 precons of 40k? Why is this not just like a secret layer? Why are we doing 4 precons of mostly unique cards and unique art? It just feels like a big break from the Magic aesthetic, like Jason said. Yeah, which I'm more okay with, like secret layers if there's like, as Cameron said, if it's not unique cards. Like the Fortnite one, Arcane, I believe, was also not unique.
Arcane it has like Rhystic Study and
it had harmonics or unstable harmonic convergence, stuff like that.
Yeah, I will argue that as far as like staying true to the Magic aesthetic, 40k is pretty close. I know it's not exact, but like haha, grim dank, but like guns. Yes, but once we get into things like once we get Rick and Morty sets, that's when it's going to be like,
we can say that for 2 years. It still hasn't happened yet. When we get the Rick and Morty secret layer, I think we will actually collectively
die. But like
we will
looking ahead at like the Lord of the Rings ones, as long as they're not taking PNGs from the movies and just slapping them on a card or PDFs or whatever, and they're making new art like that. I can definitely see that kind of setting working within Magic.
That's a fair point.
Like, okay, so this is a cool conversation because I wanted to bring up this video one way or another. So neither of you, I don't think either of you have seen this, but Saffron Olive did a 2022 year in review video.
I saw it was uploaded.
Mm-hmm. And he did it by grabbing a single card from each month to talk about what was there.
That's cool.
And he did bring up a very interesting point about universes beyond hypocrisy. Of, like, again, the aesthetic, I am more willing to accept that Lord of the Rings is coming in because it feels like it fits the environment. I'm a little more willing to accept 40k because it feels like it fits. Because 40k is not, like, it's not really sci-fi. It's a space opera. That's the best way to describe it.
That's a fair description. From what I've seen, that's accurate.
Yeah. So there is this degree of hypocrisy on what we're okay to accept and what we're not willing to, when it does feel like we should either be kind of more willing to accept all of it or have a firmer stance against it as a whole. And, I see that hypocrisy in myself as well.
Yeah.
But I do fit more, I think more so than others at least. I do draw a more firm line of, I would rather just not have these at all if I could help it.
Mm-hmm. So kind of circling back to the anime art style from Jumpstart 2022, that's kind of, that's like a situation where the line has been crossed. Because that does not feel Magic. They did like the anime secret layer or the Japanese alternate art Planeswalkers from War of the Spark. Those were okay.
Yeah, but at the same time, some of my favorite, like, again, on record not liking secret layers, but some of the ones I did like this year were the artist spotlight ones. Most importantly, Junji Ito.
Those were sick.
They looked really cool, but those are not Magic aesthetic. Like,
No.
it's very different. It's so far out there. The Yoji Shinkawa, the guy who does Metal Gear artwork, right? Like, those were really, really cool, but they also don't really fit the aesthetic to the same degree. And even to the lesser extent, when we go to Kamigawa Neon Dynasty and we have the alternate arts there, where they're much more anime style, they still, at least they grew on me. I don't know. Something about Jumpstart 2022 doesn't sit right with me, though.
There also feels something different about it being a secret layer in my mind, that it's like, oh, this is for people that want that. Like, if they have the extra money to shell out for cards that already exist, and full disclaimer, I don't know what cards got the anime treatment in Jumpstart 2022 or what didn't. If there's exclusive cards, if they're all reprints, I don't know.
Sure.
They were all reprints, I believe.
Okay, but so it kind of lessens the point I'm about to make, but still, it's for the people that want them, and I take some solace in knowing that, like, if it's not for me, I don't have to get it.
True. And overall, it's still a fine product. It's just not, like, clear. But let's get into some of the batshit insane products. What the fuck is this, WotC? Let's start with... we started the year off wrong with Innistrad Double Feature.
That existed. I've blocked that out from my mind.
Yeah, that was a year ago now.
Yeah,
I forgot it existed because it literally did not matter.
It was so bad. That is potentially the... actually, no. Something else happened this year that is the worst product ever made, but that's legitimately a contender for number 2.
So, enlighten me. Was the product literally just a reprint, but in black and white?
Yeah.
Yes.
Also, even better, it wasn't a curated list of cards like we expected it to be for a unique draft environment. They literally just smashed both sets together, and it mattered, and we could tell because there was a card that was played in both sets. And so it just had different set symbols when it showed up.
LOL. I almost do some Zoomer talk.
Yeah.
Go for it.
Common WotC L.
Yeah. just, this is so...
Who
this
thought
is
it was
such
a
a
good idea?
terrible...
Like,
I
I
don't
know
know.
we all thought it was going to be a curated list. Like, I'm not a draft guy generally. Let's just vintage cube. In that case, I'll get my free
Pauper
draft.
Cube.
And just a Pauper Cube. I do have a Pauper Cube. But I mean, if I wanted to do that, I would have just bought some packs for both sets and thrown them together, and not pay a premium price for it. It was a higher price for the packs, correct?
In double blocked sets, isn't the second block normally like you do 4 packs of the first or the second set and then 2 of the first set or something? Or am I misremembering
So your
something?
3 packs, you do 1 of the base sets, so like Kaladesh block.
Yeah.
Please correct me. It's 1 pocket Kaladesh, 2 packet Aether Revolt. Whenever you do Aether Revolt draft, is that correct?
Yes, at that time it was that.
Is it not that
So
anymore?
what you're doing
with like okay.
No, they're completely independent draft environments now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Disregard my point.
And that's why the idea of them being a curated list to create a unique draft environment out of the 2 independent sets was appealing. It would make something that we really haven't seen before. And then they just said, herder, throw them together.
Yeah.
They're black and white. They cost more. Why? Someone answer that question. Why?
How much more expensive were the packs?
It was like $10 a pack, right?
Were you getting like
I
double?
honestly can't answer that. I don't remember how much it cost. I just remember it being terrible.
Were you getting like double rares or something?
No.
Oh, it was just a normal set booster.
Draft booster, but yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's just shit. It's just
Okay, I was
straight
gonna
up shit.
say I'll look at the MSRP, but they got rid of that last year.
Yeah,
so,
there's
I
none.
can't. Yeah.
Interesting business decisions.
Yeah.
Let me.
Okay.
So also in the box, there's only 24 packs, and it's a more expensive box. So one box market price currently TCG players like 165, and it's only 24 packs
Yeah,
compared to
it's
36.
Yeah, it's just awful. Like, nothing about it's very good at all. And like, I'm ready to move on from it because I can harp on it more, but it's just dumbfounding.
Product sucked.
Yeah. Let's move on to something a little more controversial, but still interesting to me. Let's talk about secret layers very quickly, because there were 60 this year.
There was a couple.
there was a new secret lair every week,
There was a couple.
At least.
and some of it did include new cards in it. Most of it reprints.
What were the new cards in the
Street Fighter was new cards, I believe.
Yes.
Oh, but
Because
didn't they?
Stranger Things was last year, right?
Yes.
Secret Things was the year before.
But I think they announced the real Magic equivalent for the Street Fighter cards, didn't they?
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah, they're on.
And those are out in the wild now, I believe.
I think they were with Phyrexial will be one, but
we are
I'm
still
not
waiting
100%
on the
that.
Walking Dead ones.
Yes, somehow our good friend Rick has hit $50 and we just can't get him yet.
Somehow? I
Yeah.
mean, I know how. I know how.
Yeah, I don't get what's up with that one, but here we are with
waiting.
it.
I just had this thought. We waited for almost this was last year technically, but also most of this year. The coin flip secret lair deck shipped
Oh,
out
we
in
didn't even list
2022. Yeah.
Well,
I just thought about
see it
that.
lumps
That
in
took
with
over
this.
a year to ship out.
Some
Yeah, that
people
took
still
over
don't
a
have
year.
it. Some people
That was
don't
a
have
2022 thing because it's most of 2022. People were waiting.
Yep. Yeah, that is true. That was pretty much all of 2022 to get the coin flip secret lair.
I think Matt's the only one that got one in our group, right?
Believe so.
Yeah.
Or
I wasn't
No,
spending
Cody
$100
gets.
on a deck.
I mean, it wasn't a bad deck, but like,
Did it have mana crypt in there? Did it have a mana crypt in the coin flip deck?
of course not.
Then no.
Here's another question for you. There was some experimenting that happened with secret lairs this year. It's not too bad overall, but probably the most unusual one is the Here Be Dragons secret lair, the Beetle and Grimm apparel one.
I have no idea what that meant when I was reading the script. I don't know what that.
Honestly, I didn't even see this one either, so I'm gonna do a quick
Mainly it's a
Google and then we'll
backpack.
come back. What?
Ethan, drop the link once you get it,
Uh,
because I'm playing with my dog with one hand. And,
I'm glad that you have your priorities are in line when we're recording a podcast.
well, it's keeping her quiet.
Fair enough.
I'm dropping it in.
Yeah, I got it.
Yeah, it's luxury goods related to Dungeons and Dragons stuff. That's what they primarily make, and it's
Okay.
included a backpack.
I can't even find the pictures of what it is off of like.
I have. Is this a
I
list
found
of
a-
what it is?
That's a list. I just want this. I am a zoomer. I need visual. I need pretty colors.
I don't. So it's a backpack. Oh, there it is. 7 D&D cards, foil D&D cards.
Yep.
A metal dragon life counter that only counts up to 45. And a deck box with a black dragon scale exterior and a secret surprise.
Mhm.
And a set of
Yep.
sleeves.
Yep,
I just
How
wanna
much
see
was
what
that?
$125, I believe.
I just want to see what's in the set. Good lord.
Wait, do you know what
Oh.
cards were in it offhand?
I believe it was the dragons, the ancient X dragons.
Oh, sure.
Yeah. So from
There's 7, so 5, and then-
from the first D&D set. So Icing Death, Imarith.
Oh, it's
Ebon
those
Death,
ones.
Inferno of
Sorry.
Silence, Old Gnawbone, Tiamat, and then Icing Death Frost Tongue token.
There we go.
And they all came in the D&D rulebook showcase card frame.
Yes.
Okay.
Any particular thoughts on that? Because that's an interesting one.
Slippery slope putting merch tied to magic cards. It just kind of lets them upcharge them more for a secret layer.
It's interesting. I don't hate it, but like Beetle and Grimm, if I remember correctly, are a little bit more known for like bags and boxes and things. So like, it's a little weird to me. I don't know. I haven't bought much of like accessories for Dungeons and Dragons per se, which is their primary area.
Yeah.
So I can't say too much. But it was interesting
say-
that they went for this route. I'm not against a cool backpack though. Like,
No, like if they're just selling it as the backpack and with like a card, I'm worried they would print something like, I don't know, like Mana Crypt Secret Layer and then throw in a backpack and make it like a $200 secret layer. It's like, well,
I mean, they would make that like $200 secret layer anyway.
a $200 backpack.
Yeah.
Hey, you remember the Fetchland Secret Layer with the cool case?
I was, that's like fair point. I was gonna bring up the Bitter Blossom secret layer that had 4
That
tokens.
was the
and
first
one
one,
playable
if I
card.
recall.
yes.
It was one card for like $40.
Well, no, the tokens. The tokens.
No. one playable card.
Yeah, one
And 4
card.
tokens. No,
Yeah.
tokens are not playable cards unless you're playing the Unfinity commander. That's not legal, and we'll get to Unfinity in a minute.
Well, I mean, we can talk a little bit on Unfinity. Like, oh man, Unfinity was weird
What
too.
the fuck? What? Okay. Again, casually.
bad.
Why on the Acorn thing? Okay. I don't know why I'm getting on a soapbox here because I was not investing in this until like a week ago when I actually got back into this.
Wait,
stuff.
Ethan,
Like,
you're
why?
just hey. What's the difference
Hey,
between
hey.
these two cards? Which one's playable? What is the big difference? To someone,
He's
I am
holding
holding
up
up one of each
Why-
acorn and one non-acorn, and like
Okay, my question first off is why did you buy Infinity? Unless
Shelby
you're going
got
for the-
it for me for my birthday, and he
Okay,
got me
well-
a collector's booster in hopes I would get a Shockland. I did not. But
Yeah, I was gonna say that's the only reason
got
to buy
these.
that product.
they're pretty,
Okay, those are pretty basics.
but they're
So-
basics.
Infinity threw the Acorn Confusion on there, which hopefully, Jason, if you would not mind in post, drawing a little arrow to the stupid acorn on an example card.
Darn you.
I'm so sorry. I
I'm
love
sorry.
you, Jason. That is instead of the silver border like in cards previous, the previous 2 or 3 unsets, they went to acorns now, which does not. It makes it less clear. I guess I don't know why they would do that unless it was just more cost effective to
I
do
can
it that
tell
way.
you why.
Why, Cameron?
Money.
I was gonna say unless it's more cost effective. To do that instead of having different
Maybe.
borders,
I
but it
think
makes it more
it's-
confusing for the players.
I think it's more so just you can market it towards black bordered
Commander
set
players?
people. Yeah, commander players.
I mean,
Okay, yeah.
You don't have
Yeah.
to roll 0. Like there are some good cards. Like Saw in Half is a legitimately good card within the Unfinity like set that sees play in blackboard. Probably just commander, but still, like
I mean-
you could easily put that in a standard set.
Yeah. Also,
no.
back to the bouncing off that. Why do we have legal, eternal legal cards on an unset? Not to be a boomer about it, but this is the first time it's happened, which I'm okay with change. But the mechanics don't really carry over that well generally.
Stickers.
Saw and half. The stickers, especially when you have a card with stickers and legacy goblins.
Yeah, I was gonna say, isn't there
fringe,
a
but-
goblin that like if you do the correct sticker sheet always nets like on average
7
like like there's math to it.
Is it
I'm
that
too
much
stupid.
mana?
No, it statistically speaking, I think it nets you 3.5 is its norm, but it can high roll into 9 or
Yeah.
7 or 9 is its high roll,
And it's like a 3-drop,
that
right?
difficult. Yes.
So it's at least paying for itself every time.
yeah, like it always does that. Or it's either 2 or 3 mana, something along those lines.
Sure.
I think it's a
Like
3-drop.
it's a
if I
lot.
look
It
correctly.
it always is going to net you mana when you put it in. But also it did give us Mind Goblin D's nuts. So like
Yeah.
yeah.
That's
We're
so the
coming
set's
here.
fine. Okay, moving on. The set's fine.
I mean-
Jason, it's 2023. We're still on D's nuts jokes. Yes, we
yes,
yeah, of course we are.
with a passion.
with a passion.
We'll never die. But it just to me coming into this, it's like why do we have there's some cool designs, but there's the blue red legend that opens attractions, and you then have to buy attraction cards, and it's a new mechanic that feels not again it was kind of related to the art thing of it feels not like the Magic aesthetic. I guess it just feels that way, but in a different way.
Yeah,
That makes
it's
sense.
that has always been my big complaint with unsets is just how weird they feel against everything else. But they were silver bordered, so they were isolated.
They were
right?
their own thing.
And there's always
Not
been
anymore.
there's always been a vocal group that has wanted to play with uncards and commander, and I understand you. But also, if Rule 0 has any kind of meaning, you have been able to play them anyway.
Absolutely.
So, then that's a whole different conversation again. But the other thing that I don't like about it is when we talk about, and particularly with this set, right? Space theme park is a really weird aesthetic for me. That's just so far out there. And it gave us weird card names and effects. Like, the most dangerous gamer. As a
I
card,
kind of like that one.
interesting.
I like
Creature
that one.
type gamer exists in Magic now. Legally.
I kind of love it though.
That bugs me
Confirmed.
so much.
Tavern naming gamer pass.
I
Cavern naming,
kind of love it. Ironically, I kind of love that one.
that's also cavern naming employee pass.
Yeah. What is it? The
guest.
the Boros vehicle guy.
Okay,
Captain Rex Nebula. I kind of want to build that one because it seems dumb. But at the same time,
I appreciate Zap Brannigan in Magic. I will
Cavern
accept
naming
this.
Yes. Cavern naming clown. Cavern naming robot.
Yes. But then there's other things like going back into the problems with this whole Acorn shenanigans. WotC quality control is not good. We are familiar with this. The fact that there are copies of Mira, the blue-red legendary, that has both symbols on it.
What?
Like,
huh?
I was not aware of this.
I was not aware of this either.
So
Mira
is it legal
and-
or is it not?
great question. Schrodinger's legality.
It is and it isn't.
Damn you,
Right.
Road.
Of course, with Rule 0 anyway, we were already in Schrodinger's commander legality. So, like,
We've been here all along.
It's weird, but, people who enjoy who enjoy Unfinity, good on you. You had something cool. The basics are actually pretty sweet as well.
The basics and the shocks. The shocks are cool.
But
I'll give you that, right?
It's funny to me that, like, when I was around people, like, get back into it, it's like talking. It's like, oh, yeah, I bought a box of Infinity just to try to get some shocks. Could you not just go buy a box of Guilds of Ravnica and get better playable cards?
Or just,
Yeah.
or just buy the shock lens.
Or buy the shocks?
buy shock lens.
I get it. They're really pretty. The Galaxy foils are really pretty.
Mm-hmm.
But am I just, like, too much of a broke boy to understand, like, buying boxes to get pretty cards?
Gambling logic. We know gambling sells. It does it. And you know what? Speaking of gambling sells, let's talk about the worst product printed this year.
Jason, do you want to do the honors on that one? Because I could say it, but I think Jason has the floor here.
Jason has
I'm
the
gonna peek
floor.
my mic real quick. What the fuck is 30th anniversary?
Thank you, Jason.
Like, what the actual fuck is this? $1,000 for 4 randomized packs of 15 cards. So you're getting 60 fucking cards for $1,000. They're not tournament legal. They have a shitty back on them. They are nothing impressive. They're just there to violate fucking reserve list logic because they already determined that they shouldn't have been doing that with Gold Border to begin with. But here we are doing it again just 20 years later. Like, what the fuck is this product at all?
I think Jason summed it up more eloquently than him or I ever could.
Money.
Yeah.
Mr. Krabs, money. Money.
Yeah, and again, gambling sells, right? Why the fuck is this randomized?
That's the part that gets me. It's like they have.
The part that gets me is the whole thing.
I'm at a loss for it. Well, I just don't get, like, you're spending that much money. If it was like a collector's edition where you buy the whole thing and it's like one of each for $1,000, that I would still think it's too much. But I would get it. 4 packs, $250 a single pack.
WotC let Yu-Gi-Oh clown on them.
Oh god, yeah, have you seen what Yu-Gi-Oh's doing for
They
their
did like an
25th
actual
anniversary?
like homage to like the original, and it's like I don't know. I just know they clowned on them. If you know more, pray tell.
I mean, older cards are either banned out of existence already because they're just unbalanced in Yu-Gi-Oh, or they're just not good because kind of like Magic in the early days.
Yeah.
They had no clue what the hell they were doing, and balancing cards was hard.
Is hard.
Still is, but
Wasn't as hard, yes.
Yu-Gi-Oh's a whole different area. But I'll also say, like, Yu-Gi-Oh's 25th anniversary is actually pretty impressive overall, what they're getting. It's cultivated product. It's very interesting. It is actually, like, shining and showing through 25 years of history in a good way. We love to compare it to the 30th anniversary, but I also really like comparing it to Magic's 25th anniversary because it wasn't that good.
They had the one set, right? And
Yeah.
it didn't even have good
crap.
reprints. It had Jace the Mind Sculptor.
Oh, yeah, they had Master
Yeah.
25. I forgot that set existed.
They had Jace the
They
Mind
had,
Sculptor. That's
uh,
kind of it.
Was it Master of the Wild Hunt? Was the green mythic? And like Trio of Redemption
Tree of
was in there
Perdition.
too?
Not Tree of
Tree
Perdition.
Yeah.
It was Tree of
Both.
Redemption was in that set.
Tree.
It was,
It was bad.
Tree!
It was
It was
really
an
bad.
013!
Yeah, it was so bad. And then the other part to it as well, like, their decision for, we're going to celebrate our 25th anniversary by giving you the 3rd master set in a year, like a single year-long period.
Yeah,
like, come on.
Because we got Masters 2017 that winter, right? Modern Masters 3 that winter, right?
Was,
that was technically the previous year, but like,
that,
we got...
that was 2017. And that was spring.
Ultimate
that was
Masters?
March 20.
Yeah,
Ultimate Masters
we got
was
Iconic
18.
Masters into Masters 25 into Ultimate Masters. I guess it's a little unfair of me saying it's the 3rd one we got that year. It's the 2nd one we got that year. But it's the most
We had 3.
unnecessary of them.
If I recall, none of them had crazy reprints. Like
Ultimate Masters did.
Imperial War?
Ultimate Masters is my second favorite Master set.
Okay. I know
Okay,
it was
that's
really,
really,
iconic.
really
I
good.
remember iconic being Doo-Doo
Iconic
Water
was shit.
because I
Yes.
remember like the best card
you
to
bought a
pull in
box.
that. I bought a box because they had the old Kamigawa dragons at Mythics
Yeah.
still.
Yeah.
And the
Yeah.
best card you could pull, I think, was Aether Vial and like a $40 card.
It was
Yeah.
rare.
At
The
rare.
mythics were all like, if you pulled a mythic, you were feeling bad.
It wasn't good. And it really seems weird to me that Wizards doesn't know how to celebrate their birthday very well. I don't get it. Like,
You would think that a 30th anniversary would be really fun because isn't that all they did? Was
you know what this reminds me of?
what?
You guys remember the social media posts from like one of the batshit insane conservatives who was like, I bet if Bernie Sanders had his birthday cake, he'd be forced to give it away, or we should force. And someone's just like, that's how birthday cakes work.
Yes.
It's like WotC is like, I have a birthday cake, I should eat it. Not let's give it away.
Let's give it away.
Let's not share. Back on the birthday idea, Watson not celebrating their birthday well. Sounds like Cameron, my man right here. He doesn't know how to celebrate his birthday. The man's like, oh, my birthday happened.
Excuse me, Ethan. You weren't even in town on my birthday, so you cannot talk.
My brother got married.
Don't care.
My brother.
Don't care.
I missed some drama.
I'm sorry I left town to go on a binger for a weekend. I'm so sorry.
It was longer than a weekend, Ethan. That was a long bender.
It was 3 days.
Anyways, circle. Hey, you talked about social media posts, Jason. There was a funny one regarding regarding
Lord.
the Magic 30.
Oh my god, right, the Greed media thread. Holy shit.
Greed.
Just the that was thank you, Magic community. I appreciate that.
L plus
Greed.
So for the
Ratio
folks at home,
plus.
i.e. me, you guys put this in the notes for the script, and I think I know what it is, but please describe so I can laugh in accordance with you guys.
Go ahead.
Okay, I know the gist of it. I'm not on Twitter, but basically it was what was it? They were saying they were out. Was that what it was on, Jason?
Yeah, basically.
There's also controversy, like tinfoil hat, or if they actually went out of the Magic 30, which is fun.
Yeah.
But go, Jason.
Yeah, so on it was either the announcement one or the one where they closed sales for the day.
They said the
'Cause it's
sale
notable.
had concluded.
Yeah,
It was
basically
That's right.
the wording on it made it seem like it was very suspicious that they didn't say they sold out.
It was
said it
vague.
before.
It sounded like legal jargon, like very vague.
And they did it 40 minutes after they posted, after the sale started as well. So it's very unusual. But afterwards, members of the Magic community just started posting their favorite art of Greed underneath, and it's just seeing literal hundreds of just greed underneath it.
Snaps to whomever
Started that?
decided to start that. Yeah.
Yeah, like, good work, man. Like,
Unsung
Like-
hero.
cyberbullying is wrong, but in this instance, good work. That was good. All right, and on that high note, let's get into some of the, let's just talk cool stuff, man. Like, we've got plenty that we've talked about that's on the negative side, but let's talk about some really good things that happened this year, because honestly, like, this year's pre-cons, holy crap.
They're pretty good.
Like, I am so happy. It's too many pre-cons. There's my bit of negative.
That's where I was going to start.
Yeah.
Too much product, right? But the commanders have been really cool designs. Like, even going all the way back, we start Shorikai's a pre-con commander, right?
Excuse me, they're not the face precon commander.
Doesn't matter. They're still in the pre-con.
I'm going
right?
to buckle up with my vehicles. Thank you.
We've got all the precons that came out with Streets of New Capenna. All 5 of them were great. We had the 4 precons that came out with Commander Legends Battle for Baldur's Gate.
Those are awesome.
Fantastic. Yeah, really great ones. The 40k precons, love or hate the aesthetic side to it. They were really good precons.
Mm-hmm.
Little high on the mana value for me, but still generally great stuff.
Talisman.
Yes, they took them. I will still harp on them for taking this long to reprint Talisman of Progress. and they still need to do it like 6 more times to make it up to me. Like,
We need it in not in Warhammer border now.
yeah, that's also needed.
Wait. So, just to make sure I got this is not me. Like, actually, I'm not trying to do a bit. They finally reprinted it, but not even in Magic Art.
Yeah, it was in the Warhammer border.
Warhammer style, yeah.
Which deck was it? The
how
Greyfax
many
deck?
blue white? Yeah, it was the Greyfax deck. I assume that's the only blue white
I
deck
don't know.
out of the ones.
Yeah, it's the Imperium one.
They spent this long just. I'm just trying to grasp that they actually did it in the Warhammer, not in Buckle Up or in the blue white, the Spirits Recon from like the set before that. Or any other time. They had the Obscura deck they could have done it. They chose to make new art for it instead of just using the art they had previously.
Also could have been in the banned one.
The
Could have been the banned one.
Mirrodin one is still $7, I think, mid.
We also had a 5-color domain deck that came out that it could have been
That
in.
was cool. That was a cool deck.
That one I'm gonna be okay with.
Yeah.
Like doing a domain,
lands.
a 5-color deck. It's a lands deck more so when you're getting your ramp. So like, I understand them not putting that in that.
Yeah.
But they've had opportunities. They've had
took too long.
opportunities.
Took too
way
long
too
on it.
long.
But
It's better than nothing. And I hate saying that because we need to expect more. But it is better than not getting it at all.
I guess it happened faster than Imperial still got a reprint. So like I can't.
For real.
We have the bar, ladies and gentlemen.
Who saw that coming in with the latest Master set, right? Imperial Seal? You thought Imperial Seal?
And Commander Legends, it was Commander Legends, right? Or was that Double Masters?
It was
that was double.
double
Okay,
Masters.
it's double. I
Seal was
did kind
double.
of have a feeling it was double. I had a feeling it was going to happen this year, honestly.
Okay.
There was enough push because of the CDH that it was getting a lot more talked about. People were talking about it a few years back, and it's kind of feeling it's going to happen eventually.
Okay.
MCL and Dockside were both cards that kind of I wanted. Wasn't 100% sure. I will echo I'm going to pull off that Band-Aid again of Dockside should have been in the Commander Legends stuff as opposed to the Double Master stuff. Because Dockside makes perfect sense for Baldur's Gate. But you know what? It's fine. We still got it. It's not
Maybe
great.
harder to fit
Got
a
it.
pirate in Baldur's Gate. To their defense, like it is a goblin pirate. Was there other
brother in
pirates?
Christ, one of the commanders is
fuck.
commanders is a pirate.
Fuck, I forgot.
The
Natharod.
Is that no? That's not a. Not. That's not,
I
don't know how you say his name.
Yeah.
I think it's
Captain Horror over
Captain-
here.
Hey, he's a cool commander.
Natharod.
I think he's cool.
He's neat.
He's
I read
just
him
neat.
twice. I don't know.
But yeah.
Go
Sounds
on.
pretty good.
Like
Oh,
this is good. I think it was good overall. I like this a lot.
My main point is bring back the $20 pre-gods, please. I love those.
Cameron, they are back.
Woo! Sorry, my mic.
But not really.
Wait, what?
It's different.
Yes, but no.
Oh, well,
It's
different.
Okay, I want the starter commander decks better than nothing, but I want like dedicated $20 precons for like new cards and new commanders that like. Are we good? I didn't know. Are you just?
No. I figure I get what you're going now.
Yeah.
Like you want the
Like-
new cards in as well. I don't care about new cards being in it as long as it's accessible and cheap.
Fair. I just really like. I'm saying the new card. I like having a new commander, like seeing AC or Wylith or Oben.
So I know with the old $20 ones, it was a new commander and like 3 new cards in the set.
Yes,
in the
3 new
deck.
cards.
Like that.
Currently, there's nothing. If it was just a new commander with 99 cards that were just reprints that supported that would feel better for you. Is that what you're saying?
Yes, I think it could be a new commander, but it is better to have it than have nothing. These are great products to get people into the commander format. I know there's a zombie one, and I fucking love zombies. And that has such clear upgrade paths and better zombies you can buy. It's just
Yep. There's that. There's a red black gold with Cardor, which is a very popular commander already.
Amara?
Blue white. I forget.
Yeah,
Blue
Amara's
white
in
is
there.
flying tribal, I think.
yeah,
Yes, with a Asperia, if I remember correctly.
yeah,
yes,
that's right.
yeah.
And Amara is 1/1 tokens.
Yep. So that's tokens, and then
Got red, green dragons.
Gruul. Red green dragons. That's right. Which is a good one. That's a good.
Yeah,
good,
it's a darker world
archetype.
render, which is fine.
Hey, and you know what? That gives an upgrade path into like a Miram from Commander Legends too. Like,
Correct.
It lets you just build a splash of the color and build something new into there.
I
think those are fine.
think we got overwhelmed with the total amount of product. but the overall quality has improved, even if the cost has gone up. I don't love that, but
Yeah, I do want to speak on the cost. In years past, I've generally tried to buy a lot of the pre-cons because of the new cards, and also just being able to have spares, and also be able to have a pre-con or two around just to get like the lend to someone they need to play, and also have access to new commanders for the channel. So I bought a lot of pre-cons through the years. This year, it's been really easy to step away from buying those for multiple reasons, and one of those is it's just too damn expensive right now.
yeah.
Like, I want to go back and buy the party pre-con from Commander Legends Baldur's Gate, because that's a good pre-con, and Black Market Connections isn't there. That one's like secondary market. Like, all the ones from Baldur's Gate are like $50 minimum.
Yeah.
And then the the 40K pre-cons, those are coming down now. Jason and I did looked at the data last night, but like our local game store was selling the Necron deck for like over $100 at one point, at least, I think.
Oh, I can confirm they are still selling it for over $100.
Oh, they don't have the. I was there earlier. They didn't have the prices stickered on the deck boxes.
Wasn't
I just assumed it's about
themselves selling it for above MSRP, or there is no MSRP.
Well,
For like WotC themselves, I think I saw a picture on the Reddits or the Twitters. Was the I think it was the Necron Collector's Edition. I think the pricier one, and they were selling it for a lot more than they initially released it for.
Yeah,
but no MSRP, so go figure.
Yeah, I think people were estimating initially it was going to be like $60 at release, and because of interesting business decisions, and I'll give them credit on supply chain delays, like that's an issue.
Yes,
but you know, these things were releasing at $75+. I think the cheapest was $70. So you know, we're already $10 over MSRP. Big quotations on that, but you know, it's not a good start on that.
MSRP
and I do agree.
Is a myth.
Unfortunately, it's a myth. Bring it back. It's been gone for like 5 years, and
It never
I'm going
existed.
to raise it from the dead if I can help it.
It never existed.
But yeah, anyway, pre-cons are cool. I'm happy with them this year. But we got like 1-2 more things we want to talk about here, and let's just get into some really cool cards and commanders. Like, there are some really good ones added this year, and I'm really happy for them. Ethan, start us off. Give me your list, man.
So I know I've talked about this card on past episodes of me being super excited, and I'm still excited by my little gnome boy, Jan Jansen, Chaos Crafter. Come on. It's a gnome, and he does artifact shenanigans. I mean,
He's not a goblin.
he's
a gnome. He's a gnome.
I don't know. Just, I love artifact shenanigans, as you guys have probably seen on the channel many a time, and it just always makes me happy. And we have a really cool artifact sacrifice, kind of aristocrats potentially, if you want to go that route.
In Mardu,
with Jan
it's
Jansen.
good. Like, there
In
aren't many Mardu
They-
artifact commanders, if any.
No,
You can
I
partner.
don't believe there is.
You can partner, but like that's cheating.
No.
It's
the only
what
one.
are you doing? Like a Kiri Kesket? That's
There's
worst.
Armix
But-
as well.
Yeah, you could partner and do some shenanigans there, but like, it's a dedicated artifact commander that is synergistic. You play a lot of cool stuff, a lot of good cards that came out in Commander Legends to support the commander as well. It's a no-brainer. He is fun gnome boy. I love him. Give him to me, my commander. I still need to play on the channel. I'm sorry, everyone, all Jan Jansen fans. I've been failing you all miserably for the past 6 months. Yes, are you part of the Jan Jansen fans?
Lump me in, boy. I'm there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, am I doing all of them?
Yeah, give them all. Give them
list
all.
yours.
Oh, I thought we were doing like one and one and one.
No.
I'm sorry.
No, give them all.
Sorry.
Give me all of them.
Oh,
Hype.
okay.
Hype.
Hype. Okay. Next. Shit. Balls. Liberator versus Battlethopter. Colorless commanders kind of suck really bad generally. You have like
Kozilek.
2 good ones. You have Kozilek, which is
You have
good.
like half a good one.
Honestly, yeah. So Kozilek, your problem with Kozilek is he's 10 mana, and if you're trying to ramp to that, people are going to start just blowing up your artifacts, because artifact removal is a dime a dozen nowadays, and you will never get to cast it.
Whenever Ethan wants to put that deck together, I always have to remind him that the way to stop it is to just make them the most miserable player by blowing up all their ramp pieces. And it's like, oh, yeah.
I played that deck like 3 times in one game. I ramped it out like on turn 4, and I was living the high life. The next 2 games, I never got past like 5 mana and just got beat my face in, and it just felt bad. So the alternative now is you have Liberator, who you can play at flash speed, and because all your other stuff flash.
Mhm.
Like, it allows you to play a lot more aggressive. If you're trying to play a more Voltron strategy, you can play around removal a lot better. And if you're doing a combo strategy, it's a Shimmer Mirror in the command zone. Like, that's just powerful. That's just very powerful. Granted, you're stuck to colorless, so it's balanced out. Just colorless kind of sucks because you don't have good card draw or good removal. You just kind of have artifacts.
You don't have.
You don't have you don't have the things, but you have fun, and that's all that matters. A third commander I really like. I know it wasn't the highest on the 40k decks, but because I like artifact stuff, Imhotep the Stormlord goes infinite with a ham sandwich. Why does a thing make 2 untapped artifacts? Someone explain that. That is, it's just asking to go with Clock of Moments. There's I can think of like 3 different ways on top of my head that can just go infinite with like 2 cards, and you're already playing a deck that's trying to get things in your graveyard, which is essentially extinction of your hand anyway. So if you just kind of turn up in your graveyard, you can find all your combo pieces, get them back really easy, and just win. It just seems really powerful, and I will be brewing that for the channel as well. So hopefully here soon.
Oh yeah, Imhotep looks super fun. I love that commander.
Oh yeah, I can't wait to try him out. And then kind of honorable mention is not a commander, but this card seems really good as Demolition Field. I know there's like 2 people out there that thought Field of Ruin was bad because it gave opponents ramp, which that's Jason. Cameron, are you also on that boat?
Play Ghost Quarter.
Yep.
Well, now you don't have to, because Demolition Field is Field of Ruin, but doesn't give other opponents lands. Like, I don't know. In a casual setting, I don't think the land is the most, like, those extra lands is going to make all the difference. But now that there's an alternative with the Demolition Field,
Yes.
you have multiple effects of that do the exact same thing. It does not make you go down a land drop like a Ghost Quarter or Strip Mine would make you go down.
Yep.
I cannot remember. I think it still says non-basic land on Demolition Field, whereas Ghost Quarter and all those other effects do target a basic land that's been abundant growth up.
Wild growth, whatever.
Wild growth.
It has
The
enchantments on
cards. Yes. Sithis players fear Ghost Quarter a lot more than Demolition Field. But Demolition Field is still a really great alternative to Field of Ruin. It technically is better, I guess. Only situation where it's not is forcing a shuffle. Because I don't believe Demolition Field forces a shuffle, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, Field of Ruin, you could, like, if you have, like, Oppo Agent, you're doing some Oppo Agent shenanigans, you get to go tutor 3 lands for them.
I was just saying, like, if someone top deck tutor, you can just mess
That
that up.
too.
You went the mean route.
Yeah.
You went the mean route, because Cameron has a Heart of Darkness.
I do. I really do.
All right. So moving on into my list for things. So, Cameron, I don't know if Ethan and I were chatting about this before, so he knows it. But Cameron, I don't know if you know that my favorite color combination to play in Commander is Mardu.
Oh, I did not.
Yeah. Mardu is my favorite. I love Mardu mid-range stuff. I love doing look, I don't need green in my life. I don't need overwhelming card advantage. No. I just need surgical precision to beat somebody down.
Mardu Pyromancer player in Modern, perhaps?
Yes. I did.
That deck died for Phoenix's sins.
And Hogax and everybody else's. It's fine.
More so Hogax.
Yeah. But, so my thing for this is, even though I haven't built any of these decks, I am very happy with the quality of Mardu commanders this year. Ishin, Shinid, Jan Jansen, and Dahada. Oh my lord, those are good commanders.
Mm-hmm.
Like, Ishin is just phenomenal, right? Like, if you're doing like a power ranking thing, yeah, Ishin's just head and shoulders the best of these options.
Yep.
But Shinid and Dahada giving us a really good, different way to play Mardu that we haven't had before. That's really helpful. And Jan Jansen takes that to an extreme because we never had an artifact commander, and even though we are in artifact colors. That's awesome. I'm so happy to have all 4 of these commanders in the format. I'm planning on playing at least one of these. I do try to avoid playing non-stop Mardu things because other people also like playing Mardu on the channel. So, I don't want to get too repetitive on it. But expect me to play at least one of these guys or a different Mardu commander sometime soon. It's going to happen.
Jan Jansen week win. 4 Jan Jansens, let's go.
Mm-hmm. And, what also warms my little Mardu heart over here is Sardian Avenger. Oh my god, I love this card.
Instead of banning Dockside, we punish the Dockside.
Yes. Yes. I don't give a damn about your Dockside anymore. Yeah, sure, go ahead, play your pop off, King. Yeah, I'm also going to hit you for 40. It's great.
No, I love this card.
2 mana, first strike, trample, gets huge. Punishes anybody trying to do Dockside looping. Fuck, this card's amazing. I love it, and it's so underappreciated.
It also just hurts me for.
I was gonna say you don't even have to do the swinging. It can just sit there and just stop artifact loops, and that's how 99% of Ethan wins happen is artifact loops.
Ouch!
But am I wrong?
Accurate, but I did play Tokushima quite a bit recently, so yeah. You're right.
Yeah, that is a little targeted against Ethan, but I just
a little.
I mean,
God, I love this stupid thing. It's a warrior too for Najila.
Oh, gross.
Everything's a warrior. Chatterfang's a warrior. Like, what the hell? It's a
Why
warrior.
is Chatterfang a warrior?
I learned that when I played against Jason one day. I said, Chatterfang's a squirrel warrior. What?
Oh yeah, it's great. I love this thing. And then last thing I'm going to talk about, and this is in the categories area, land cycles this year have been fantastic. Like, obviously the biggest, baddest lands of them all are the Triomes and the Channel lands. Personally, I could have lived without the Channel lands, but I do think that they're extremely good, and they're something that are new staples for the format. People should be picking them up. Triomes, thank God, favorite cycle to see completed out of this year, because I don't care that they have the weird names of like Spara's headquarters and Xander's Lounge. I don't care about that. I just care that they exist.
Finish the other cycling lands, you cowards.
Yes, also finish the other cycling lands. Also, I have been on the please reprint the new or the Allied Pain lands for years train. I've been on that train for years. They finally did it. I'm very happy to have affordable pain lands I can use in my budget brews, and also just not spending $15 for Underground River, thank God.
Yes.
Why?
Articar Race. Was that one all expensive? Yeah. I think
No, Carpolution Forest was the other kind of expensive one.
Brushland was
But also, the Adakar didn't get reprinted because they had another blue-white land.
No, they've all been reprinted.
They've all been reprinted.
They all got reprinted?
Between Brothers War and Dominaria United, they've all been reprinted.
Yep, and those are great.
So I think
great options for budget or for non-budget.
Yeah.
They're good lands.
And another one is just Dominaria United's common tap lands. You want to make yourself some budget dual land reprints by crossing out comes into the battlefield tapped? Go right ahead, buddy.
No one's gonna
I'm
say
cool with it.
I ain't
No one's
stopping you.
It's also
No one's
just
going to say anything.
it's also just good to have more, like, if you're not doing that, it's just good, like, what was it, like, I forget like, I know, like, Red Blue had Steam Vents, Volcanic Island, and the Iceland. That's it.
Yeah.
For like years. And so
Well,
now
the Iceland was more recent. It was
2 years ago.
2021. They finally got the Snow Duel.
It was 2 years ago.
It was 2 years ago. So when I was building Vadrock for the Ikoria, I was doing high tide loops. I needed to tap islands for a other colored mana, and I was like, "Cool, I have to play the Snow Duel because I have to find this." And so at least there's more options for that.
Yep,
But more,
just good.
more importantly to me, because I'm the only one here who's like big on limited. Just having these things exist, they have a generic name so that they can show up in any location. This is really good fixing, and it means that we can potentially see more land-based fixing. Because, like, not that we need to power creep rampant growth out of Commander, but having, the types of cards that search for forests in standard legal sets and can find dual lands, that'd be kind of nice. Especially if those dual lands only come into play tapped. But, yeah. That's my list on it. Cameron, what you got?
All right, so a couple of cards. I'm mainly listing some commanders, but I definitely agree with everything y'all have said, especially the lands. Baba Lasagna holds a special place in my heart. As a curator of decks, building decks that literally do nothing but sit around and draw cards, it's great. You don't even have to do anything to kill your opponents. You just sit around and make them take 3 every turn. As Jason can attest, it kills pretty fast.
Yeah.
Cameron, I wanna expand on this point of sitting there and drawing cards. When you do it, people just let you do it for turns on end, as we see in our recent videos with Baby Lasagna.
To the people
when
listening,
I do it,
I tried.
To the people listening, that is the scariest player at the table. Is the person that doesn't look like a threat, that only has, like 3 permanents. But they've drawn, 12 cards in the last 4 turns.
Yeah, but whenever I try doing that, as soon as I get like a cool, I play a rock, and then I can play tap the Eye of Oblivion to draw a card.
Ethan, your problem is you do it all in one turn. The trick is to space it out and to do nothing for your whole turn, but draw 3 cards. And people are like, oh,
hey Cameron, here is the fun fact. You pick all the commanders that do that and don't leave me the choice. Afara, Baby Lasagna, numerous others. It's Baby Lasagna. It's not Baba Lasagna. It's Baby Lasagna.
Okay, Baby
It
Lasagna.
is Baby Lasagna.
But like tapping, or it really warms my cockles to like tap one of the artifact creature lands, and one of the artifact creature lands, and just sacrifice it and draw 3 cards.
I'm sorry, you got me on cockles.
Have you never heard that phrase, Ethan?
No, this just sounds so weird.
Warms your cock. Gordon Ramsay once said it in one of his videos.
Okay, we'll believe you. We'll choose to believe you.
It's bestowing a feel of contentment to kindle warm feelings in a person.
Just next card, Cameron. Stop Urban Dictionary or Dictionary.com and whatever.
All right. Continuing on the train of cards I play, Jaxus. I love Jaxus. I can just kind of sit there. That one's a little more threatening, though. I won't lie. I think I tried to make 3. I'm sorry, Jason. I won't try to name too many cards, but I have to give context. 3 Terror of the Peaks in a turn. And it's like, well, that's a little scary, So, I also just really like how you can come out net positive with her by blitzing a lot of stuff and blitzing her. And you keep gas in your hand, which is really cool for mono red. And then third on my list is Kura. Some of those, the Neon Kamigawa dragons were kind of just whelming. Like, they were okay. Like, when I built Kura initially, I wasn't like thinking it was going to be as good as it was, and then I played it, and I just kind of spun my wheels, and getting to play the Tron lands in Commander, very nice.
They even added a new Tron land you could add, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, I forgot to mention that.
Mm-hmm, sure did.
Yeah, I'm taking over. Back to me. Urza's Workshop.
Yeah.
Yeah. Another Urza's land. Woo! Back to you, Cameron.
And being able to, what else could I do that was dumb? I got to play the Locust lands, but Jason told me it was bad, and I didn't care. I just wanted to live through. That was when Ethan was on the outs, so I had to I had to channel my inner Ethan, because he's known for 2 things. He's known for blue-red artifacts, and he's known for land. So,
it's weird because I'm known for the artifact chicanery. But also, I'm known for colorless lands.
Yeah.
Not really. I played, Windgrace a little bit, when we first started playing Commander back in 2020. More seriously again. But it's always been the colorless stupidness. That's why I can't wait for Liberator. Because colorless lands!
Mm-hmm. You just like lots of mana.
Yeah, I do like lots of mana.
That deck does make a lot of mana. Your first tutor gets, high market, then your go Wii. Last couple cards, it's more of a generic umbrella thing. I really like the support they've been giving white. Over the last year and a half or so, I believe it's not listed, but Esper Sentinel wasn't last year; it was the year before. But
it was the year before.
Continuing on, I know Battle Angels of Tyr isn't a great card, but I really enjoy it. It's I like Myriad. It's good. It's a white catch-up mechanic that's done well. I have it listed here as White Rhystic Study. I don't know the name of the card.
Smuggler's Share.
Smuggler's Share. I don't own one. I probably should.
They're $30. You should. Obscure Precon. They're not that expensive.
Yeah, I know it was the Precon. I should have just picked up the Precon when they came out. And then my favorite Precon of the year actually was from Deep Gnome Terramancer was the Party Precon. I like Nolly as a commander. None of these cards are egregiously good, but it's good to give white some form of card draw and staying in the game, especially if you want to play mono white.
Yeah. No, I agree. It's good stuff overall.
I also really like Elish Norn, the new one.
Mommy.
the shit.
Yes.
mommy. I would also like to make special mention of our note in the script that says, to Cameron, give us more things, but for the love of Christ, please don't give us a list of 1,000,000 cards.
Yeah, I'm good at that.
From the editor, Jason.
I just think of cards that go well with the card, and I must say the card.
Yep. Yeah, this is great. And, oh, God. Speaking on Ellis Norn, all right, let's try. Lore. Last thing to talk about. Magic story. Lore. Things going on. Holy shit. This is great. We completed Planeswalkers. They made me sad. How dare you do that to Tamio, you bastards. Good work.
Yeah. That fucked me up, dude. That really messed me up. And then they got my boy a Johnny, too.
They're getting the good noodles.
What the hell?
All the good noodles are going by.
Well, and like, what is it with the new set coming out?
5 of the 10. Or
5 of the 10.
Yeah.
Which there's like been some leaks, which I won't say anything on here.
Yes. They've leaked 3 of them for sure.
So those 3 are for sure, or like
no,
for
it's
sure,
not
question
for
mark?
sure. It could be. I'm not. By the time this comes out, unfortunately, we will be a little before spoiler season starts. So I'm not gonna comment on. Actually,
and leaks aren't always
it'll be a little
real.
before it.
I remember there was an Ellis Norn leak that turned out to be fake.
Oh yeah, that was fake as hell.
That was fake as hell one.
So was the Shieldred.
Oh yeah, that's right.
I do want to say, WotC's starting off strong with 2023 so far. That we're not in spoiler season yet. It's been 2 days. We're not in spoiler season. It feels like we have like a moment to breathe right now.
Finally,
like when does spoiler season start for the new Fire? March.
March
Which March the
All will be
Machines.
one.
Oh no, this is Frankie. All will be one. It's. God, I don't remember exactly.
Late January, because it's like the
it's
middle
like late
of February
January is when it starts.
A whole month without
Yeah.
spoilers.
No, I'm like unironically excited for this month of just getting to play
actually
the
been, like,
game with the cards that are
2
out.
months, right? Because there wasn't any in December, was there? Holy shit!
Not just
Like,
just a little bit of we got for.
I don't really
all
count
will be
those.
one.
But
when
that's
I
like
think
tasteful.
spoiler season,
Those
it's
are tasteful.
what is it? The perpetual hype train of like, oh yes, whole new sets being spoiled every 2 weeks.
Yeah,
Yes.
then when you get like Dominaria Remastered all spoiled in like a day, the entire remastered set.
Yes, that was spoiled over the course of like 2
What is that
days
set?
total.
Oh,
Ba-
is that a
going
reprint
back,
set?
It's soon.
It's a reprint set.
Yeah, it's all reprints, all things that occurred on Dominaria.
Yeah. So there's actually we didn't talk about that set that much. Kind of like you just jump back into that real quick. There's some poopy cards reprinted.
Yeah, but, well, also that set's not out yet.
That's true, but they spoiled it in 2022.
There's some
And
reprints.
so it kind of came out in 2022, but it's really coming out in 2023. They're reprinting all the like the 1-mana tutors, except for like is it Vamp Tutor, Worldly Tutor, Enlightened Tutor, Mystical Tutor, Gamble?
Yeah.
Or did I say Gamble twice? I can't remember.
Something along those
That's
lines.
Force of Will.
Yeah, it's the 1-mana tutors on top of the library. Or
There's a
Gamble.
lot of good ones.
Yeah, there's a lot. Those are good, but also like what was like Urza's Blueprints is reprinted in the set.
Don't you hate
Why?
on Ursus Blueprints, you bastard?
I know Puzzle Kenobi already went on his tirade on it, but like it just there's some cards that are like, why is it getting reprinted? But also it is really cool to see it.
I mean, I don't know if it's rare. If it's rare, I would be annoyed with that. But if it's like
think
uncommon, I don't
it
give a
might
damn.
be.
I don't give a damn if that's uncommon. That's funny.
Is there's this blueprint add uncommon? No, it's
don't
rare.
know. Oh, well, that's a little
is that
upsetting.
Yeah, that's why it's like that seems kind of sussy.
But yeah, like, stuff's cool. I appreciate how 2022 has gone overall for Magic. I think it's been... There have been some unforgivable things that occurred. But in terms of the main sets we've gotten and the quality of the majority of the products, I'm quite happy with 2022 as a year.
I have really enjoyed Magic this year. Like, especially the standard sets. I think they really knocked the standard sets out of the park. But for every good thing, there's probably 2 bad things.
Honestly, I kind of want to feel that this year or last year was a 50-50 ratio of like good and bad. Like, there's been some absolute stinkers, but there's also been some home run stuff.
Yeah, but
Like, for every Magic 30, you had like all good standard sets.
But how many bad points does Magic 30 collect? Like, how much negative will that alone did that generate for everyone?
That is my truly unforgivable.
Yeah.
Like, Magic 30 is such a terrible, abysmal product that should have never it should have never existed. It shouldn't have made it out of a boardroom meeting. But here it is, right? But at the same time, I'm still sitting here like, holy shit, Kamigawa Neon Dynasty was just a 10 out of 10 set. Even though I don't love Commander Legends Battle for Baldur's Gate, it's a pretty good set. Double Masters was a really good master set, even if I didn't get to participate in it much. And then the draft environments overall, with the exception of New Capenna, these have been really great draft environments, and I particularly have been enjoying Dominaria United and Brothers War. Like, God, this is nice. I'm genuinely enjoying it.
I have no comments really other than just like it feels like a year in Magic where I'm not like frustrated at the end of it. There's been a few things I'm like questioning like why they did that, but overall I can't really complain. And like what matters to me is I go to like an LGS and I go in. It's like cool, hey, there's a reprint, and I'm seeing cards like cards I genuinely want to play. I can get for like less than $10 on secondary market now just by going in there like to local LGS and finding these cards. They're available and they're at a reasonable price. Or the newer cards are like other than like I'm trying to think like what like standard card this year that's like way too expensive. We don't have like a massive
Fable of the Mirror Breaker.
Shieldred.
Wait, how much? Shieldred is ridiculously expensive. How much is Fable the Mirror Breaker?
Fable, I don't know what it's at currently. I think it's only at 12 right now, but like...
That's not uncommon, isn't it?
No, it's a rare.
It's a rare.
Uh-huh. We have like a few, but like, other than Shieldred, it's not anything that really affects the Commander format, from my understanding. I could be wrong on that, but...
There's
overall,
always going to be something that's too expensive, right? The accessibility issue has not been addressed.
The Commander Legends to Dragon Cycle, some of those are outrageous. Like Ancient Copper Dragon, like it was like $60 for the red one.
50 something.
I think it's come down quite a bit though.
It's still 50.
It's still like $50.
Bruh.
Mm-hmm. I can confirm. I sold one like 2 weeks ago.
Heck yeah.
Okay, stonks, Jason. Come on, dude. Sheesh.
But yeah, they're expensive, and there's always going to be some things that are a little bit expensive. I am happy that alternate styles are something that's on the, again, like, general accessibility, it's still pretty good. Nothing's too bad. There are some standard cards that I don't think should be as expensive as they are, like Phyrexian Fleshgorger. Doesn't need to be as expensive as it is, but, like, I don't care. Standard players, eat your heart out on that. Yeah, and with that, thank you all very much for watching another episode of the Wrinkly Brain Podcast. If you'd like to see edited gameplay videos, you can check out our main channel, SmoothBrainEDH. We upload there every Saturday in the morning. And don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. You know, tell us how you're thinking about this. How did you feel about 2022 overall? If you'd like to talk to us directly, feel free to join our Discord. Comment section is great as well. And if you're interested in supporting us financially, you can check out our Patreon or our merch store on Redbubble. All links will be available. All links are directly in the description or in our link tree. This has been Jason, Ethan, and Cameron. Thank you all very much for watching, and Happy New Year.